THS Breakup Letter by Lauren Ariano. Now I have to be honest with you, this letter was pretty hard to write. I wish I had the guts to say it to you in person, but I don't want to start a fight. We have been in a relationship for 4 strong years, so what I'm about to say will bring many tears. No, it's okay, I can do this, it's fine. I'm sorry, THS, but it's time. It's time to enjoy the memories we had together. It comes to terms with the fact that this was not going to last forever. But you have to agree with me. I'm not the same girl that I used to be. Freshman year, I walked into your welcoming black, gold, and white patterned hallways, trying to find my first classroom in what seemed like a maze. Back then, my innocent mind was full of curiosities and questions of things like, how many friends will I make? Will I get straight A's? Did I make good first impressions? Freshman year was all about first milestones, first choir concert, first softball game, and first debate competition. Many of my friends were struggling, but I was thriving with this new transition. Freshman year was the best by far. Of course, it had its ups and downs, but it was the start of where we now are. Sophomore year was where I struggled the most. I felt like that year you and I weren't as close. When the semester began, I stayed home from school a lot. I was battling depression and couldn't find the energy to be taught. I got through it with my friends and family by my side, and I began to feel like myself again by letting happiness be my guide. I know it sounds like it, but sophomore year was not all bad. I still have some good moments that I want to add. That was the year Mrs. Curley helped me find my love for biology, which is part of the reason why I decided to major in psychology. That year, I sat at a lunch table with people who made me laugh to the extreme, and I made more friends when I became the manager of the girls' indoor track team. Also that year, I got to go to Ring, and I was in the CT post for a double I hit, which was an awesome thing. Junior year then came along, and that's the year when our relationship became really strong. We both matured and changed for the better. Thinking about that year only makes me hate writing this letter. Junior year, all I thought about was you. I knew that year was most important in a college's view. I spent countless hours being a perfectionist with my grades, trying my hardest to stay away from being the jack of all trades. Now thinking about it, in our relationship, I was definitely the obsessive one. Is that why you wouldn't let me see you for those 3 days after the flood? Were you done? Okay, I'm probably overthinking it. I mean, junior years in my eyes was still a big hit. Mr. Carey's chemistry class and his bunnies were a blast, and I got to watch my puppy Juke grow up really fast. After he tie-dyed shirts, my friends and I took 1,000,000 photos, and I made my mark in the yearbook with pages that I got to compose. Senior year has been a huge change. I now feel like a young adult, which is pretty strange. I have to be honest, this year we have really drifted apart. All my focus has been on, at what college will my next chapter start? I spent countless hours typing on the computer, doing research to help me find, what will I do in the future? Now that I think about it, my mind was not with you in the present. Watching me move on without you must not have been pleasant. I didn't mean to push you away, but the truth is I cannot stay. I found someone who will be good to me. The University of New Hampshire is now where I'm meant to be. Now this year, we still had a good time and all, but I'm letting you know that I'm not going to be here next fall. We still have many memories even though Corona took our last few months together. So I'm going to leave this letter off in a happy way by listing the moments I know you'll remember. T-shirt day, my friends and I spelt out, "We out THS." Now, wow, if you did not know that this relationship was coming to an end, that expression probably gave you a good guess. I went all out for Spirit Week. Being dressed up like Happy from Snow White definitely showed people that I'm a Disney geek. And don't forget the Powder Puff game, where I was the quarterback and my throws were my claim to fame. Remember this year I became a thrower in outdoor track because my softball years were done, so I moved forward and refused to turn back. Then senior showcase came along, and together my friends and I sang the night away for our final song. As you know, after that, life decided to take a huge turn. The future of my senior year, hanging in the hands of a virus, was a big concern. My heart was broke because I had to be far away from you for so long. Everything that was right in this world became wrong. If I'm being honest, I am feeling much better now. My friends and I have learned to make the best of what we have, and this is how. Group FaceTimes we did once a week. And once it was okay, we would distantly meet. Then as things started to get a little better, our parents let us hang out closer together. Thinking back on it, I would not have gone through it without them by my side. I'm sorry that these past few months we could not be with each other. I know that this is probably not a good way to this, but in these circumstances, I could not think of another. Now, this is not fully goodbye, because I will see you one last time dressed in a cap and gown, and even though it's supposed to be one of the best days of my life, I will still have a frown. With a heavy heart, it is time for me to say what I've been trying to address. I am breaking up with you, THS.